Right, this is the Polygon angle sums review here. So we just got 7 questions, but if we need a recap of our formulas, n stood for the number of sides, and then if we know the number of sides, we had formulas to find the sum of the interior, 180 times n minus 2. N minus 2 is the number of triangles we could make, and then obviously the 3 angles of every triangle add up to 180, so we did n minus 2 times 180. The sum of the exterior angles always equaled 360. If they were regular polygons, meaning all the angles, interior angles were the same and all the exterior angles were the same, we could simply divide the sum of the interior by n to get each interior, and divide the sum of the exterior, 360, by n to get each exterior. So those were our formulas. All right. And obviously on the final, you'll have full use of your notes. So you don't have to memorize those formulas at all. So number 1 here, find the sum of the interior angles and the measure of each interior angle for the given regular polygon. So the 12gon has 12 sides. So if we have a 12gon, we know n equals 12. Our formula for the sum of the interior angles is 180 times n minus 2. So that's going to be 180 times 12 minus 2, which is 180 times 10, which is 1800. For our sum of the interior angles of a regular 12gon. For each interior angle, we just take that value, so we can take the 1800, and we can simply divide by n the number of sides. We can simply divide that by 12. I think that's going to be 150. I'll check on the calculator in a second here, though. But you can just take this answer here and divide by n, or we can just start over. It's 180. The official formula is 180 times n minus 2 over n. And then we can plug n in, so we have 180 times 12 minus 2, 12. So that's 180 times 10, 12, which is 1812, which is what we got here. Okay, so that should be 150. Yep, 100 So each interior angle is 150. Okay, so your formula for the sum of the interior and formula for each interior, all we're doing is plugging in 12. For the next one, the 102gon, that's got 102 sides, you're going to plug in 102. For the next one, it's a 90gon, that means it has 90 sides, a polygon with 90 sides. You're going to plug in or substitute in 90. And then a 36gon, you're going to substitute in 36. But I'll let you do those ones. All right, question 2 says, given the measure of an interior angle of a regular polygon, how many sides does each polygon have? So this one we're trying to solve for n, the number of sides. So we know that each interior angle, we just had that, so we can call that x, right? Each interior angle we can call x. We know that x is going to be equal to our formula, 180 times n minus 2 over n. That equals each, we don't need to call it x, call it each interior angle. Right, the measure of each interior angle is equal to 180 times n minus 2. So the first polygon we have has each interior angle is 174. So we're going to substitute in 174 here for each interior angle, and then we're going to solve for n, the number of sides. To get n by itself, again, we can't have n in a new denominator, so we need to get the n out of the denominator by multiplying by n on both sides. We're going to multiply both sides by n. That gives us 174n on the left, then 180 times n minus 2 on the right. We're going to distribute the 180 to both parts, both terms here. So 180n minus 360. Okay, I'm gonna, well, I guess the easiest way is to subtract 180n from both sides. I don't like doing that because I don't like the negative, but I think it's less steps, so that's probably the better way for us to do it. So that's going to be negative 6n equals negative 360. And I'm going to divide both sides by negative 6. And I'm going to get n equals 60, a positive 60, 60 sides. Right, and that's how you're going to solve the other three, right? So the next one, each interior angle of the next polygon is 156. So you're going to do 156 equals 180 n minus 2 over n. You're going to multiply n on both sides like we did here. You're going to distribute the 180. And then I would subtract 180n from both sides and then divide whatever the coefficient is. Okay, but I'll leave you to do the next three. Okay, the question 3, given the measure of an exterior angle of a regular polygon, how many sides does the polygon have? So this one's a little easier. We know the formula for each exterior angle. So the measure of each exterior angle is equal to 360 over n. So we're just going to take each exterior angle here. So the first polygon has the exterior angle of 12. So we're going to do 12 equals 360 over n. Okay. Again, n's in the denominator. We don't want it there, so we're going to multiply both sides by n. That gives us 12n equals 360. Then we simply divide by 12, and that should be 30. 12 goes into 36 3 times. Add the 0, that should be 30. 30 sides. Okay. Then the rest are the same. So the next polygon, each exterior angle of the next polygon is 45. So you're going to do 45 equals 360 divided by n. Multiply n on both sides, divide by 45 on both sides. Okay, number 4. Okay, here we have a pentagon. So we know that n equals 5. So if we're looking for what all 5 of these angles, so this is not a regular pentagon. I guess that's the first thing to mention. In the first 3 questions, we were dealing with regular polygons. So they were talking about polygons where all the angles were the same. So all these angles are not the same. So it's not regular, but it's still a pentagon because it has 5 sides. Okay, we know the sum of the interior angles for any polygon is 180 times n minus 2. So that's going to be 180 times 5 minus 2, which is 180 times 3, which is 540. So we know all 5 of these angles need to add up to 540. So we can do 540, and then we can subtract the other one. So minus 124, minus 100, minus 100, minus 118. That's 442. That should be 98. Angle should be 98. Then you notice we have linear pairs. The interior and exterior angles in the polygon form linear pairs. So we can just simply do 180 minus 124. 180 minus 124. And that's going to give us 56. So that's going to be angle 1. Okay. 180 minus 98. 180 minus 118. 180 minus 100. 180 minus 100. and that should let us fill in the rest of this information here. So x was 98. Then we can just use linear pairs to get the rest of those answers. Okay, question 5. Again, you have a pentagon. So we know, we just found out the 5 angles of a pentagon should add up to 540. Again, you can use 180 times n minus 2. We know n here is 5. There's 5 sides, 5 angles, 5 sides. So if we do 180 times 5 minus 2, that's 180 times 3, which is 540. So we know all 5 of these angles have to add up to 540. So we can simply add them all up to 540. So we can do 4x plus 15 plus 4x plus 15 plus 4x minus 10 plus 4x minus 10 plus 5x plus 5 equals 540. We're a little off the map, but that's equals 540. We combine like terms here. We got 4x, 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 and 5x. That's 21 x's. Then we have 15, 15, negative 10, negative 10, and 5. So that's, let's see, we got 30, 10, 15. So plus 15, and then equals 540. Subtract 15 from both sides. 525, and then divide by 21 on both sides. I don't know, 25 maybe? 20 times 20. 21 times 20 would be 420. I don't know, maybe we should use the calculator. Yeah, that's going to go in twice. Well, we don't want to go to the calculator. So that's going to be 2, 5, 25. Yeah. Right, so x is 25. Right, and now we got 2 more. I don't know if I want to do all of them for you. Let's look at them. Okay, this one, n is going to equal 4. Right, there's 4 sides. So, I mean, it's quadrilateral. You should know what the 4 angles add up to. But you got to figure out what the 4 angles add up to. And then you simply add up all those expressions, and you set them equal to whatever the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is. It's 360. Okay, and then here, again, you have a pentagon. So this is very similar to the one we had just done, right? The sum of the interior angles here should add up to 540. So you can add up all those values to 540. That's going to allow you to find x. Right, so you're going to do x plus 4 plus x plus 6 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 18 equals 540. Again, we know it's 540 because n equals 5. Right, and so 180 times 5 minus 2, n minus 2, right? 180 times 3 is going to be 540. So we know the sum of the interior angles here is 540. So you're going to add all these up to 540. Solve for x. And then once you have x, you want to plug that back in for the values. Maybe we can just do this together here. So let's just go through it. X plus 4 plus x plus 6 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 18 plus x are going to all add up to 540. Okay, that's going to be 5x. There's 5 x's here. Then we have 4 and 6 is 10, 12, 30, Subtract 30 from both sides, you get 510. X is going to equal 102. 5 goes into 500 100 times, and it goes into 10 twice, so that's 102. And then you can substitute that back in and find all the interior angles. So 102, 106, 108, 104, 120. Right? And then you have to do linear pairs, right? The interior angle and the exterior angle are linear pairs. So 180 minus 106 is going to give us 74. 180 minus 108 is going to give us 72, 76, 60, and 78. Right. And that's the review for Polygon angle sums for the final.